Good morning, YouTube. So it's Sunday morning, October the 12th. So I've been up for a couple hours. I just took all those bags that I bagged up, all those clothes I bagged up, and the board games out to the trash. The mess back there that you see is what I'm going to be working on today. I'm about to rest from walking to the trash can. And then we're going to get this day started. As I looked at the bags and dishes all over the counters and the table, I had to ask myself, how did I let things get this bad this week? And the one thing that kept coming to me is grief. Over the past week and this current week, I think I've dealt with grief the most and in a number of different ways. And it's not in a way that you would typically deal with grief because no one in my family has passed away recently. However, I did need to take the time to actually grieve the fact that I am no longer the 340-pound Fred or the big Fred that people often refer to. I also have to grieve that I no longer look exactly like I did before I went into surgery. And then doing my homework from the 75 South Challenge, I have to also grieve the fact there are some people that are still here on Earth, but I have to let them go because they don't mean me well. Whether they be former friends, former relatives, former friends or relatives, or former coworkers that I once considered friends, they no longer play a vital role in my life, so I have to let them go. So the question this week kept playing in my head: how do you grieve someone that is still here, including myself? How do you grieve yourself? How do you grieve someone that once meant a lot to you? The process is much the same of that of grieving someone who has gone on to the next life. However, it's with the understanding that the person that you are grieving that is still here, you may still one day see them walking down the street. You just no longer have a relationship with them. And at the end of the grieving process, you have to be okay with that. In terms of grieving yourself, you have to come to the understanding that the person you once were is no more. I am no longer 340 pounds. I am no longer 250 pounds. I am no longer 230 pounds. Today, I am 214 pounds. I am no longer Big Fred. Today, I am just Fred. I am no longer that mean Fred that many people made me out to be. I only became that because it was who people painted me out to be, so I became what people thought I was. Today, I am the gentle-hearted person that I always knew myself to be, and that's who I'm striving to be each and every day. Whether people from my past life want to believe me to be that person today or not, that's their business. But I know who I am today, which is why many of them people have been part of the grieving process because they are no longer a part of my life. And today, I am okay with that. I'm not a professional counselor by any means, and I'm not seeking one throughout this process. Should I be seeing one? I'm sure I should be. However, I am currently in between counselors, and these are things that I may speak to a counselor about in the future. However, I'm taking things one day at a time, one step at a time. I'm being transparent in this process in hopes that whoever is watching this video or whoever you share this video with may be inspired or it may help someone else through their process. This 75 soft challenge is helping me do my work, and I am sharing the journal prompts that I am doing on my social media channels so that anybody that desires to have real change in their life can go through the prompts that I'm doing that I am seeing change with, so that they can potentially see change in their life as well. So continue to follow me on all my social media. Continue to do the work that I'm doing, and I hope that you see changes like I'm seeing. I know our stories don't mirror each other, but if I'm seeing change in my life, I'm sure that doing the work that I'm doing can bring about change in your life as well. Continue to follow along. Tonight we having Qdoba at home, so I ran out to the store and I got some chicken thighs from Food Lion. So right now you see me gloving up so that I could put them in the bowl, and we're going to season them up real good with some garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and I think I hit it with a little obey and a little olive oil, and then we threw them on the grill there. Nope, I didn't hit it with none of that. I just hit it with the the taco season pack. That's what it is, because I was out of the garlic powder and onion powder, and monies are tight, so I didn't have no money to get that. That's what it was. Yep. So I just hit it with the taco season pack, because it got all of that in there, plus a few other ingredients like cumin, chili powder. And if you ever made taco seasoning at home, then you know there's a few other things in there. All right, so I'm getting the grill plugged in, and we're gonna go ahead and let it heat up for a little bit, and then we put a little. I think we put a little. Let's see here. Nope, we just threw those chicken thighs right on there. It's only about 5 of them, which made quite a bit of chicken for our quesadillas. Grill them up on each side, and here I am ready to chop them bad boys up. Alright, so I chopped them small ones up first and let the big ones cook a little bit longer, and then as I moved on to chop the big ones up, I put the chopped pieces back on the grill for a little bit longer. Alright, there we go. And then now I'm moving on to the that's the last small one. Then I'm going to move on to the big ones. And then as I get ready to move on to the big ones, I didn't want the chicken to dry out too much, so I pulled those pieces off. Move them around a little bit. Then I cleaned the grill and assembled our quesadillas. Alright, so I'm about to get a bowl and put that meat in, and then start putting the other chicken on the grill, let that cook a little bit more. Alright, so you see I took the other chicken off. Now I'm about to put the other chicken, the 2 big chicken thighs on there. Still chopping those really big pieces up. And the reason I'm chopping it so small is because, remember, I just had surgery. At this point, this was right around the 10-week mark. So I can't have the pieces too big, because I don't want to pop a screw or anything, damage a bracket or anything like that. So I want to be able to enjoy my quesadilla. So moving the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Not only am I trying to make sure those thick parts are cooked all the way through, but I want to make sure those flavors are cooked all the way through as well. So again, I don't want to dry the chicken out too much. So taking that off, and then you're going to see me clean the grill, and then we're going to start assembling our quesadillas. There's a drip tray right there near me, so I'm moving everything to that hole. Put a little oil on the grill so that the quesadillas don't burn. And of course, we gotta do a cheese quesadilla. And on this night, I made the chicken quesadilla as a whole quesadilla and then cut it into 8 pieces. But the next night, what I did is I just made it in half. I put the cheese across the whole quesadilla and then put the meat on half of it. And put like the meat on one half and the pico on the other half. And then like I said, I did the cheese across the whole thing, and then folded it. What I was trying to do is make sure the cheese melted all the way through, which is why I did it this way. But there was no cheese on the top part, so that's why I wish I would have did it the other way first. You just see how stuff fell out. But it's been a while since I made these at home, so just trying to remember how I made it the last time. And also the last time I made it at home, I had an actual quesadilla press. I don't have that anymore, so. But these were my quesadillas, and I enjoyed them. To me, they're always better at home than when I get them at Qdoba. Of course, Qdoba tortillas are much bigger. But again, I always love them when I make them at home. All right, y'all, it's Tuesday morning. It's just after 8:30. I'm on a platform waiting for the train to come take me to the bus. I didn't film yesterday because, as you can see from the clip on Sunday, grief hit me pretty hard. The question that keeps playing in my mind is, how do you grieve those that are still with you when you have to make the decision to cut off people that meant something to you, but clearly they've shown you that you don't mean anything to them. So not only am I grieving that, I had to grieve my old self. I had to grieve the big friend. I had to grieve the person that I used to be. Train to I-485 arriving in one. Just grieve a lot of the former parts of my life that I hadn't realized I was still holding on to. And after talking to some people that I've come close to recently, it just made a lot of sense that I was still holding on to those parts of me, and not grieving that was really holding me back in a lot of areas. So even though I'm not in therapy right now, it was some much needed wisdom that I had to listen to, and I had to go through that grieving process. So Sunday and Monday, which was supposed to be some very productive days, which is normally some very productive days for me, I just had to go through that and be productive in a different kind of way. All right, it's Wednesday morning. Just sitting here counting the minutes before I got to walk out the door. Now, one thing I can say, I may not look like I'm ready to go, but I take my gabapentin every night before I go to bed, and even though by the time I get leave the house, I'll be hurting again. Gabapentin may have me right. It makes sure I get sleep enough at night and wakes me up. My alarm clock usually be set. My alarm clock is set every morning to wake me up at 6:30. Gabapentin make sure I wake up between. I usually wake up first time about between 5:15 and 5:45 every morning, and then I roll over. I make myself roll over and go back to sleep, or try to go back to sleep, usually until the alarm clock go off. But most mornings, Gabapentin make sure I wake up again by 6:15, and if I don't wake up at 6:15, I'm waking up about 6:20, 6:25 before the alarm clock go off. If I don't take my gabapentin, and if I don't take my gabapentin, then I'm up and down all night, and I'm tired as hell, or I'm in pain, like excruciating pain when I wake up in the morning, and I wake up probably like 4:30 in the morning, and then I'll make myself go back to sleep, and I'll sleep right until the alarm clock go off. But I'm still like, I can feel like I didn't get any sleep. We got pinned if even though I woke up briefly a couple of times throughout the night, I at least feel like I got some rest. And I do still take my Tapir. The doctor is trying to. I told y'all a couple weeks ago the doctor's trying to get me to cut back on the Tapir. I haven't done it yet. And the doctor's also telling me that I'm not having neuropathy in my hands. She's trying to say is carpal tunnel, baby. Even when I'm not typing, I got tingling and numbness in my fingers. So I know this ain't carpal tunnel. So that lady don't know what she's talking about. Like right now, all I've done is get dressed for work, and my fingers are tingling. And this has been going on for a year. Carpal tunnel, usually your wrist is hurting. My wrists don't bother me. And as long as I wasn't working during that 6 weeks, I wasn't having these symptoms. These symptoms kick back up because I know they kick back up because my body don't want to do this job. These symptoms flared back up because I had to go back to this job. This job. This job brought on a lot of these symptoms, and I'm hoping that I can leave the job soon. And when I leave this job, these symptoms stay at this job and don't follow me to the next job. Even the neck pain on my left side of my neck has flared up since I've been back at work. That 6 weeks that I was off, I was not in as much pain. Like even my lower back wasn't even bothering me. But since I've been back at this job, all that pain has come back. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks. But today marks 10 weeks since surgery. As far as what I am feeling, I can tell a lot of the swelling has gone down in the roof of my mouth. Um, what I thought was me not taking care of the inner side, inside the inner side of the teeth, inner side of my teeth was really just the numbness of my tongue. Um, because also when I run my tongue along like that, it also feel like there's food or something stuck on the up under my tongue, and or a string or something, and it's nothing there. And what I was able to deduce from that is that that one part of my tongue where they said I bit my tongue um, during recovery, that part of my tongue is still healing. So that nerve damage is still there. So it's getting better though. Um, this part of my jaw is still healing. That's also where they said I bit my jaw during recovery. Um, so that nerve damage is still there. Um, I do every once in a while get some numbness along my lips, but not as bad as it was when I first um, came out of surgery. I can start to eat pizza and wings, um, but I gotta go. It's time for me to walk out the door, so I'm gonna check in with y'all later and give y'all some more updates. All right, y'all. So it is Friday night, and I got a feeling that this vlog is going to be really short. I have intended on coming back and updating you guys on how the rest of my week has been going, but I have been kind of off into my own world, just thinking about some of the blessings that have come my way that I haven't been able to talk to you guys about, as well as some of the things that I am going to share with y'all in the coming days. But also, these customers have been stressing me the hell out. And I'll tell y'all why in next week's vlog. I've been trying to keep my mouth shut um, because I don't want to reveal too much too soon. Um, but Sunday and Monday, I was really dealing with a lot of grief, as I was saying before and earlier in the vlog. Grieving the person that I used to be, just because I had a lot of depression. I was dealing with a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of things that people have put on me that I hadn't dealt with in the past, and um, I even though I let a lot of that stuff go, I hadn't dealt with the person that all of that made me. And now that I've had a chance to let that go, I need to also the person, grieve the fact that I'm no longer that person. I had to grieve. I hadn't grieved the fact that I am no longer that 340-pound person. I'm no longer the 300-pound Fred. I'm no longer that 250-pound Fred. Even though I wasn't some of those numbers very long, I'm still no longer big Fred. And I was big Fred for so long that I have to learn how to not be Big Fred anymore. Some of the one day last week or the week before, as I was walking to the bus stop or the train platform, I just was having a conversation within my own head, just thinking about how long, how much of my life I really spent being Big Fred, and just thinking about how sometimes I still have a big person complex. I have to remember that I'm not as big as I used to be, and I don't take up as much space as I used to, and I have to remember that. So I had to grieve that part of me. Is the fact that that part of me is gone. Because when I can put on the fact that I can put on a large T-shirt and it don't suffocate me, it's still shocking. Um, in last week's vlog, I put on a large coat and it fit comfortably. That still shocks me. The fact that I am about to downsize to a medium compression shirt, that is shocking to me. Um, so I had to grieve all of that. The fact that letting, I am removing people from my life that I have come to terms with the fact that they know that they don't mean me any good, whether they are, whether at one point I considered them friends, family, or whatever. I had to grieve that, and I hadn't taken time to grieve that, even though over the years I have come to terms with that person don't mean me any good. I hadn't grieved the fact that they are no longer in my life, so I had to grieve all of that, and it kind of hit me really hard on Sunday and Monday that um, there were so many facets of my life that I needed to grieve and let go of. So it kind of hindered my progress in getting some of the videos that I wanted to get out this month, but um, it's also motivation to go ahead and continue to drive towards my goal. So there are going to be some changes in my schedule over the next month, um, and I'm going to talk about it in some future videos. But I am going to continue to push forward and strive towards hitting my goal of 200 videos. Um, I'm just going to have to work harder at it. I'm just going to have to take advantage of the daylight that I have, and almost literally, and do what I have to do to produce quality videos, not just produce videos, but produce quality videos. And um, yeah, and get this thing done. I'm looking forward to meeting my goals. I'm looking forward to producing these videos. Um, and I think that's part of the hang up too, is that I don't want to just put junk out there. So I keep looking at my list of videos that I want to put out, and I'm trying to make the best of the time. And in the evenings when I get home, um, some nights I feel rushed, and so with me having to take the bus home and um, feeling as tired as I do after walking a mile to the bus stop, and then it takes me an hour and a half to get home, and then I got to deal with Milo and his attitude about going out, and um, then my attitude with having to still um, wind down and get ready to go back to work the next day. I don't want to force it and try to put a video out each night. So um, that's why I haven't forced it over the last week or so. So um, I'm giving myself patience and grace this week, but after this weekend, I'm definitely gonna strive to do better and um, like I said before, literally take advantage of the daylight that I have left over the next 60 plus days, and um, really drive it home on my off days and produce as many quality videos as I can. So if you see me put out 4 or 5 videos in the same outfit, just know that I put in work on that off day. But I'm gonna go ahead and put something in my stomach because I am I've been getting hungry quite often lately, so I'm gonna eat something else before I go to bed, and try to make it to work tomorrow. I say try for a reason, and I'll talk more about that in next week's vlog. But try to make it to work tomorrow, and definitely close out this video tomorrow. Tomorrow I got work to do because I got uh, 4 videos that I was supposed to edit last week on Sunday and Monday that I didn't, plus this week's vlog that is much shorter than I planned on. But sometimes short vlogs are good, but um, I'm gonna check with y'all tomorrow. All right, so I wasn't gonna tell y'all until next week, but I need to go ahead and close out this vlog and tell y'all why I'm still at home at almost 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I quit my job today. I quit my job. I quit my job. I quit my job. I quit my job. And I already feel better for it. I felt an immediate break after over a year of having migraines and neck pain and shoulder pain and back pain um, that I try not to contribute to the job, but after having this immediate release for quitting my job today, for the warrior warts out there, I didn't quit without having a plan. I didn't quit without having a backup. I do have to start a new job on Monday. That I kind of feel was, I already know was God led, because this company recruited me. This company was in my LinkedIn box recruiting me while I was going into surgery. The first time they contacted me, I kind of thought it was a scam, so I didn't reply. Then the recruiter reached out to me again and again. And then after surgery, we were supposed to meet up, and the position got pulled. Then like 2 weeks later, they reached back out and said, hey, the position is open again, let's meet up. So we, about a month after surgery, we met up and we talked. And they sent me over to, it's a staffing, it's a vendor for another company. So they sent me over to the client, and the client liked everything about me. So about 2 weeks after I went back to work, the client scheduled an interview with me. So I went out to interview with them, and the interview went so well that it lasted a lot longer than we was originally scheduled for. It was like a 15 or 30-minute interview. It went for over an hour. And for a while, I didn't hear back from the recruiter or the client. And about 2 weeks after the interview, they contacted me and told me that they wanted me. So the last 2 weeks, I've been doing all the background checks and drug testing and all of that to go out to work at this company. So on Monday, I start the job. So for the last 2 weeks, I've known that I had something else coming, and I still have applications out there for other companies. So I know this is not the end all be all. It's just a step in the right direction for me to go where God wants me to go, in the direction that God wants me to go in. And for the last 4 weeks, the customers at my last job have been talking to me real out of pocket, and it's like day by day things have gotten worse, and there's nothing that this company has done to protect us. Um, I've told you some of the horror stories I've had since I've been back at work, and they've only gotten worse. And now the sales agents and are calling in this week, and they are getting out of pocket as well. I have one threatening to have my call pulled because I wouldn't escalate him to a supervisor when he knows he's not supposed to call in, because we're a customer facing department. And he's gonna have his supervisor call in and her director. I don't care. Do what you got to do. but you know that we're a customer facing department. Your customer needs to call in directly. You cannot call in on their behalf. So do what you got to do. And he's mad because I wouldn't give him my employee ID number, and he's adamant that I'm supposed to have an operator ID number, which we don't. And yeah, so today I went in. I had every intention of going in and working my full shift today. Um, I got there, I sat down at my desk, and immediately regret hit me for going into that office. Um, I purposely left some of my things on my desk, so I have to go in. Um, I even took lunch so that I would be motivated to stay through lunch. But immediately when I sat down, like I said, I felt regret. I logged into my computer, um, and I, the now I feel like now it was the Holy Spirit asking me, "Why are you doing this? Why are you here?" So I packed up the few little things I had left, which was a couple bottles of water, my mouse pad, my phone charger, a jacket I left there, and a few little snacks. Put them in my bag. Sent my email to my supervisor and HR saying that I resigned immediately. And I still had 20 minutes left before my shift started. And I logged onto my computer and I immediately walked out the door. I wasn't even there 10 minutes. But I knew I just could not do it. And I walked out of there. And I feel so much better for it. The pressure I felt behind my eyes when I woke up this morning is slowly fading away. Because the new job is starting on what would have been my second day off. I now will have 2 days off, so I'm going to take advantage of these 2 days, and I'm going to go ahead and do what I would normally do on my 2 days off. Today, I'm going to go ahead and clean my house, and I'm going to prep myself for my work week, and that's going to be that. I'm going to try to get some videos done. I started editing last week's vlog on my way to work, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that finished. I'm gonna edit this week's vlog, and I'm gonna enjoy myself and relax as much as I can because I do have to start work earlier than what I am used to. So I have to be at work on Monday at 7 a.m. And because it's on the other side of town, I'm gonna have to catch a lift to work. So that's gonna be different for me. So I do want to thank all of those that have been praying, keep me lifted in prayer for my healing, and for new beginnings and better income, because all of that is coming to fruition. Keep praying because this is not the end. There's more in store. God has already assured me of that, and I'm trusting and believing that everything that He has for me is for me, and I know and truly believe that. And until His plan truly comes to pass, nothing will stop it. I know and believe that, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do what I gotta do around this house. I might take a nap because I have nap time on my hands today. Um, but I'm definitely gonna get some work done. But again, I want to thank you all for being there for me. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for liking, comment, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and leave some comments down below. Continue to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.